how do we break down the negative side of this? Like, is there something we can do to sort of change that, those beliefs that we've installed in ourselves to change our way of thinking now?
Yeah, that's the question, right? Because so much of personal growth and motivation and inspiration has made us aware that we've got these limiting beliefs that come from a time oftentimes we don't even remember, and they're informing the way we feel today, they're informing the way we act today. When you get into the metaphysical conversation, they're informing what we're co-creating with intelligence itself and the coincidences and synchronicities that show up in our lives. So how do we change that? The first step is awareness. And one of the things that we found is that until you've developed a practice of it, it can be very difficult to notice your thoughts. I mean, we're not all sitting around spending our time meditating in ashrams. Like, we're living in the world. We're responding to emails. We're engaging, good or bad, with social media. We're working with our children or our teens or our partner, whatever it is. So it's not like we're able to just sit back and observe our thinking. And so one of the things that we teach is to start by noticing your emotions. And one of the distinctions that we teach is that there's only two states of being, meaning like kind of two emotional states you can be in. We call them powerful states or primal states. Powerful states are states of being that feel good: joy, curiosity, excitement, compassion, passion, emotions that feel good. Primal states are states that feel bad. So you've got boredom, anxiety, depression, jealousy, anger, the emotional spectrum that you feel when you're comparing yourself to others, or you're in overwhelm, or you're in indecision. So you've only got these two states. And so what we teach is to pay attention to how you feel in this binary model, because if you ask someone how they feel, they still may not be able to describe it. But if you say, do you feel good or do you feel bad? That's really easy. And so when we're feeling bad or we're in a primal state, that's the beginning of the journey of now looking at the thinking that is manufacturing that feeling that doesn't feel so good, because that's the thinking that we want to start to work with. If you're not aware of the thinking that's causing you to move into a primal state or suffering, if you're not aware of the limiting belief, how do you work with it, right? Now, self-awareness isn't enough. We want to become aware, and then we want to eventually transform the pattern of thinking. We want to change the neural networks. We want to resculpt the dynamic or the resonance of our nervous system. Because as we go even deeper into this conversation, we're powerful creators that are creating in a vibrational reality, and your nervous system is both what is receiving information and transmitting information into creation itself. So this game that we're talking about of using your mind to actually rewire your own brain and recondition your own nervous system is like the single most important conversation I think we could be in. But you start out with an awareness that I've moved into a primal state, and a secondary distinction, which sometimes takes some convincing for people, that the only cause of the emotion that I'm feeling is my own thinking. It's the meaning I'm giving the experience I'm having. The experience isn't actually creating the reaction in me. It's the meaning or the thinking I have or the belief I have about the experience. When you get terminated from your job and you become afraid, it's not the termination from your job that's causing the fear. It's what you believe about having just been terminated, right? When you're in an argument with your significant other and you become angry, it's not what your significant other said to you that's actually manufacturing the emotion in you. It's the meaning that you're giving to what they said to you. And that's a really powerful realization, because that means our own joy, we're fully responsible for, right? That it's not informed by anything external to us.